Welcome to Matheny Fieldhouse here on the campus of Geneva College. As always, I'm Ben Wiegers. With me today is one of our student athletes of the week, men's distance runner, Kevin Arseneaux. Thanks for coming on down here, Kevin.
My pleasure to be here, Ben.
Yeah.
It's good to be back.
It's a really successful week for you last week at the PAC Indoor Championships, track and field. Won the mile run.
Yes.
And the 800 again for the third year in a row for each of them, I think.
Yeah, as far as indoor season. Yep,
right,
third year in a row.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you broke your record in the indoor mile that you'd had, the school record. So pretty successful week, like I was saying. We talked last time you were in here about how your middle level education, right?
Yes, middle level.
And this is your student teaching semester. So
It is.
What's that been like?
Wow. I have to say, it's been the most rewarding yet tiring semester so far. Honestly, season of my life.
Okay.
But because of the fact that it's been so rewarding, it's been worth it. I'm thankful for the experience, really.
So what specifically has been so rewarding and so taxing?
It is essentially to glorify what a teaching job is. I'm essentially training to one day get paid to have potentially life-changing conversations with students, with children, and I'm able to tangibly see how my work in the classroom can lead to change in the student's life just by the type of questions I can ask them and the conversations we can have together. And so just being able to just see that and even see a light bulb come on in a child's mind talking about different aspects of history and social studies, it's been so rewarding.
That's great.
So it's been great. Yeah, it's been awesome.
We were just talking beforehand about how you've now accepted a teaching position for post-graduation.
I have, yes.
Across the world. So talk a little bit. Obviously, we just talked about it, but for the viewers here, explain a little bit about what's happened.
So I think it was last month. Last month, I signed a 2-year contract to work at a Christian school out in Jakarta, Indonesia, which is literally the opposite side of the world, 12-hour time difference. And the reason why I accepted that position was when upon doing more research and getting a recommendation from my professor, I realized that this job was the culmination of everything I'm passionate about. Cross-cultural mission experience, specifically have an opportunity to work with potentially unreached people groups in the area, Muslim students. But I also will have the opportunity to coach there. Yeah. They just started a track program this year.
Wow.
It was
really?
This year they're starting it.
Okay.
And they have no qualified distance coach. So it was that was there too. And I get to teach history and just see what God is doing with the nations on the opposite side of the world, which is something I've wanted to do. But up until last semester, there was always kind of something happening here that warranted my staying. But I got to the end of the last semester and I was like, there is nothing keeping me anywhere. I could go anywhere. Yeah. And so I really had that similar mindset Isaiah had, the prophet. He was like, here I am, Lord, send me sort of thing. And that's really where I was at the end of last semester. Gotcha. Really just open to be anywhere. And this came up and I just took a step of faith and I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Well, it's super exciting. It also sounds like a terrific position, well suited for you. Excited to see what you do with that.
Yeah.
Now that you have that next step figured out after college, let's look at the remainder of the semester here.
Yes.
Do you have any goals
more to do
athletically, personally, that you hope to reach by the time you graduate?
Yes. So athletically, my goal is to qualify for the outdoor national championships. Okay. That's what I'm shooting for. I was outleaned at the line in the last chance to qualify Mount Union. Last season, it came down to a sprint off, and at the finish line, I was outleaned by someone, and that guy who outleaned me was the last guy into the national meet, which made me the first guy out. Yeah. So I've been close. I've been within 5 spots of qualifying for the national meet these past 2 years. So
and hopefully this is.
I think it's just about time that it happens.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why not?
It's about time.
Right.
And then dream goal there would just be getting All-American, which would be top 8. So at first I'd have to get to the final, right? I'd have to place in the preliminary round, get to the final, and then within being the top 12, be top 8.
Gotcha.
So that's the major goal. That's a goal. B goal is just to get there.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and that's lofty goal, but super cool, thing to reach for here.
Yes.
And we really hope to see you do it.
Yeah.
Now, spring break for Geneva starts tomorrow.
Yes.
And as always, we've talked about this on this series before. The track team goes to Myrtle Beach.
Oh, yeah.
And so what are you looking forward to about that trip?
Man, I'm really, really excited for this trip. As we just talked about having that big goal for the spring season, if I'm honest, I really want that just because of how much work I've put in to get there. But it's really the relationships that I have on the team that mean more to me in the long run. And I can already tell just by being separated from them this semester because of just the crazy student teaching athlete thing, and just not having the time I wish I had with them. And so just to have a week set apart to just be with the guys and to pour into them, hang out with some of the freshmen that I wish I could have hung out with more, and just enjoy that time. This is really just going to be the last hurrah with me, with the track team. So I'm looking forward to that, just having that quality time. And if I'll be honest, I would rather have one last hurrah with the team than win a national championship. I'm serious.
No, that's great.
People might hear that and be like, "What are you talking about, man?" But
it's all about the relationship.
Yeah, really. Yeah. And that's just for me. And ideally, I can have both. I can go to a national championship and have some time with the team. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
Good. Well, I hope you have a ton of fun down there.
Thank you.
That's all we have for you today. Thanks again for coming down and joining us for the second time this school year.
Pleasure. My pleasure.
Again, I'm Ben Wiegers, here with Student Athlete of the Week, Kevin Arseneaux. And until next time, storm on.